Hello and welcome to this prologue for the play The Poetaster, or The Poetaster, or The Poetaster. Poetaster. I think it's The Poetaster. The Poetaster by Ben Jonson. An energetic edition of the long-running sitcom known as The War of the Theatres, or The Poets' War. Basically, it was a slanging match between Jonson, Marston and Dekker, each play having a go at each other. What that leaves us with is a series of plays and other material which spend a significant amount of time slagging off the work of rivals, which you kind of need to know about to get the thing that you're watching. Whether this was a genuine animus or whether it's a bit put on for the publicity doesn't matter too much. It's a trick which still can be seen today in music and literature. But because of that, these War of the Theatre plays arguably only make full sense in relation to each other, as do countless other plays with much more minor references. But these plays are very meta-theatrical, especially the beginnings, which tend to happen before the play properly starts at start time. So here we have an intro, a pre-prologue to this play. So this is at the second sounding of the trumpets, before the event is even supposed to be starting. This pre-prologue, this induction, is where Envy enters, who picks up the script of the show that's about to start and attacks it. This is the personification of Ben Jonson's detractors, who are envious of his great work, which the audience is about to watch. Then, at the third sounding, the prologue enters, who's basically the author dressed in armour, who forces Envy down into the stage trapdoor. And the prologue explains that it's impossible to go out these days without armour against constant attacks at your work. And it's great material, it's really fun. But because it's out of context, it's a bit difficult to get at. So, imagine, before you listen, that this is a music video by Taylor Swift, in the vein of Look What You Made Me Do, where she attacks her haters, who are depicted visually as snakes. That, in spirit and to some degree form, is exactly what this prologue is. Especially as Look What You Made Me Do is the first video for an album and could arguably be a prologue to the argument that her album was putting forward. I'm not saying that Taylor Swift was trying to make a commentary on the War of the Theatres, but she obviously was, and that's exactly what the video is all about. Or not. Anyway, here's the thing itself. I've been your host, Robert Crighton, and Envy is performed by Sarah Golding, with the prologue by Rob Myson. Enjoy.
Light, I salute thee, but with wounded nerves, wishing thy golden splendour pitchy darkness. What's here? The arraignment? Aye, this is it that our sunk eyes have waked for all this while. Here will be subject for my snakes and me. Cling to my neck and wrists, my loving worms, and cast you round in soft and amorous folds, till I do bid. Uncurl, then break your knots, shoot out yourselves at length, as your forced stings would hide themselves within his maliced sides, to whom I shall apply you. Stay. The sign of this assembly here offends my sight. I'll darken that first, and outface their grace. Wonder not if I stare these 15 weeks, so long as since the plot was but an embryon, have I with burning lights mixed vigilant thoughts, in expectation of this hated play, to which At last, I am arrived as Prologue. Nor would I you should look for other looks, gesture, or compliment from me than what's the infected bulk of envy can afford. For I am right here with a covetous hope to blast your pleasures and destroy your sports with restings, comments, applications, spy-like suggestions, privy whisperings, and 1,000 such promoting slights as these. Mark how I will begin. The scene is Rome, Rome, and Rome. Crack eye strings and your balls drop into earth. Let me be ever blind. I am prevented. All my hopes are crossed, checked, and abated. Fire, a freezing sweat flows forth on all my pores. My entrails burn. What shall I do? Rome, Rome, oh my vexed soul! How might I force this to the present state? Are there no players here, no poet apes that come with basilisk's eyes, whose forked tongues are steeped in venom as their hearts in gall? Either of these would help me. They could wrest, pervert, and poison all they hear or see with senseless glosses and allusions. Now, if you be good devils, fly me not. You know what dear and ample faculties I have endowed you with. I'll lend you more. Here, take my snakes among you. Come and eat, and while the squeezed juice flows in your black jaws, help me to damn the author. Spit it forth upon his lines, and show your rusty teeth at every word or accent, or else choose out of my longest vipers to stick down in your deep throats, and let their heads come forth at your rank mouths, that he may see you armed with triple malice to hiss, sting, and tear his work, and him to forge, and then declaim, traduce, corrupt, apply, enforce, suggest. Oh, these are gifts wherein your souls are blessed. What? Do you hide yourself? Will none appear? None answer? What doth this calm troop affright you? Nay, then do I despair. Down, sink again. This travail is all lost with my dead hopes. If in such bosom spite have left to dwell, envy is not on earth, nor scarce in hell.
Stay, monster, ere thou sink. Thus on thy head set we our boulder foot, with which we tread thy malice into earth. So, spite should die, despised and scorned by noble industry. If any muse why I salute the stage an armed prologue, know 'tis a dangerous age, wherein who writes had need present his scenes 40-fold proof against the conjuring means of base detractors and illiterate apes that fill up rooms in fair and formal shapes. Against these have we put on this forced defence, whereof the allegory and hid sense is that a well-erected confidence can fright their pride and laugh their folly hence. Here now, put case our author should once more swear that his play were good, He doth implore you would not argue him of arrogance. Howe'er that common spawn of ignorance, our fry of writers may beslime his fame, and give his action that adulterate name. Such full-blown vanity he more doth loathe than base dejection. There's a mean twixt both, which with a constant firmness he pursues, as one that knows the strength of his own muse. And this he hopes all free souls will allow. Others, that take it with a rugged brow, their moods he rather pities than envies. His mind, it is above their injuries.
Please insert play here.